What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, here's the new PSYOP, folks. We got another one coming in. Check this out. What Americans think about socialism and capitalism, according to a new Gallup poll. Oh, they're going to tell you. They are absolutely going to tell you, folks, that socialism is on the rise. It's more popular, and capitalism is decreasing in popularity. But, once again, this is another one of those narratives. Like, I'll go ahead and give the game away right off the jump. It's another one of those narratives that they're trying to put out that's fake, essentially. They do this kind of stuff all the time with these polls. They'll push this idea that, oh, socialism is popular. Look at this new poll. But they don't give you none of the background on the poll, none of the methodology to the poll, like what questions were asked. Because they can ask questions like, you know, when you walk out of your front door and step in a pile of dog poo, how do you feel about the dog? And then you might be like, well, that dog just aggravated the crap out of me. Why is the owner let? And then, oh, so 54% of Americans dislike dogs. And they'll put that into a poll and just manipulate you right on into oblivion, right on into next week, folks. And I think that's what we have going on here. Because they're also conflating socialism with communism. But, you know, socialism and communism are of the same feather, if you will. One leads to the other, essentially. So, I mean, they're kind of one and the same. Sure, they're slightly different. But once you go socialist, your movement towards communism is all but assured, folks. Let's get into this. For years, Republicans have disparaged their... Oh, that's a disparagement now, huh? Yeah, it should be. Just go look at the numbers of people that were taken out of the game due to communism, and then tell me how much you love socialism. Republicans have disparaged their political rivals by describing them as socialists. But that may not be the insult it once was for rank-and-file Democrats who have warmed to socialism and increasingly see capitalism as a barb. Is that so? A new Gallup poll finds that while U.S. adults overall are more likely to have a positive view of capitalism than socialism, Democrats feel differently. According to the survey, only 42% of Democrats view capitalism favorably, while 66% have a positive view of socialism. I would love to know the methodology behind that question. How did they get to that number exactly? Because I don't believe it, folks. Maybe they just asked a bunch of Gen Z, because anybody that knows their history is going to be like, no, we don't want anything to do with socialism. We don't want nothing to do with that. I mean, we have plenty of socialism already in this country. We have way more than what I would like, to be honest with you. Capitalism's image has slipped with U.S. adults overall since 2021, the survey finds, and the results show a gradual but persistent shift in Democrats' support for the two ideologies over the past 15 years, with socialism rising as capitalism falls. These shifts underscore deep divisions within the party about whether open support for socialism will hurt Democrats' ability to reach moderates or galvanize greater support from people who are concerned about issues like the cost of living. And all that was meant to do was to make you feel like if you don't like socialism, that's supposed to make you feel, it's supposed to nudge you in a direction like you're on the wrong side of history. You're the out guy. You're the odd man out, if you will. That most Americans, we all agree that socialism is great. And you're crazy for thinking it's bad. As a matter of fact, communism is evil. That's what all that was meant to do. It's an emotional manipulation, folks. Those tensions were cast into sharp relief earlier this year when Zoran Mandani, a self-described Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary in the race for New York City mayor, leading some centrist Democrats to worry about his impact on the party's national brand. Yeah, and that's a big worry, folks. That is a very big worry because, once again, Democrats lost in the desert. They have no message. They have no leader. They don't have anything. The party is in chaos. It's all over the place. It is absolutely just chaotic right now. Meanwhile, Years after independent Senator Bernie Sanders' insurgent presidential campaign put a new face and brand on socialism, Sanders is attracting massive crowds with a fighting oligarchy tour, pushing Democrats to embrace his ideas as they search for a path back to viability. Yeah, Bernie had some good ideas, for goodness sakes, but a lot of his other ideas are just bad. We can't go that route. It's not going to work in a country as diverse as the United States. When property rights are so fundamental, his ideas just aren't going to work. I don't like paying for somebody else's EBT, for goodness sakes. And most Americans feel that way. The new poll conducted in August among a sample of 1,094 U.S. adults show that both younger and older Democrats have both warmed slightly on socialism since 2010, but Democrats under 50 are much less likely to view capitalism favorably, while the opinions of Democrats ages 50 and older haven't shifted meaningfully, according to Gallup. And here is just a graph of what they're trying to show you. Once again, they're trying to nudge you in this certain direction that if you like capitalism, you're on the wrong side of history, my friend. You better get over here with all the other socialists. Other polls suggest that capitalism's waning popularity reflects a growing sense of economic unfairness rather than a broader rejection of an economic system. Views of free enterprise remain largely positive, according to the new Gallup poll, but perceptions of big business have soured since 2010. Oh, so there's the truth. Views of free enterprise remain largely positive. That's kind of a window into the methodology on this, right? Yeah, free enterprise and socialism, those two things just don't mesh very well, do they? No, not really. And you'll have the detractors come out and say, well, socialism isn't communism. It's not central planning at all. But you can't do some socialism, right? Unless it's like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Those things you can kind of do that, but still, it's a cogent type of position to be in. Like, a lot of people don't like it, but they're forced into it, right? We don't have a choice. We must do this, but we don't like it. Like, I think I would be totally fine with abolishing Social Security, to be honest with you. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it completely. I would be totally fine with that. I will do that with my own money. I would be way better off right now if I would have taken everything I've put into Social Security and put it into the freaking stock market. I would be way better off. I'd be way, way better off. But anyway, let's keep going. Just over half of U.S. adults, 54%, have a positive view of capitalism, according to the new survey, a slight decline from 61% in 2010. Democrats have driven some of the shift, but favorable opinions of capitalism have fallen among independents as well. Sanders' rise as a national political figure over the past decade also brought criticism of capitalism into the mainstream. He ran unsuccessfully for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2016 and 2020. He fell short both times, but built a devoted movement around his concept of democratic socialism, drawing crowds and engaging voters disaffected with politics with a message of class struggle between workers and elites. Yes, there's your Marxism, folks. It's always going to be about that. It's always going to be about jealousy of the elites. When Bernie Sanders is technically one of the elites, for crying out loud, just go look at his net worth. It's so hypocritical for these people to come out and say, socialism, when they are part of the problem. Say, we got to go after the oligarchs. There are no oligarchs. I'm sorry. Not anymore. Maybe we were getting close to that at one point, but that has gone away, folks. Yeah, there's this thing out there called the Antitrust Division of the Department of Justice. Yeah, they kind of stop those things. Yeah, we don't have oligarchs. Sure, do they have influence? Yeah, they might have a little bit of influence. Like, people call Elon Musk an oligarch. He was the president of the United States, but it's all ridiculousness, folks. Right? As we clearly saw, like, all those narratives just were destroyed when Elon Musk left the White House, for crying out loud. And it was so funny to watch because what happened to President Musk? Oh, President Musk was fired. How do you fire the president? Oh, you don't. Oh, all that $250 million that he bought and paid for Donald Trump. What do you have to say about that, Democrats? How is that for being bought and paid for? Not very good, huh? Yeah. Hey, I love it, folks. I just love knocking down these narratives from Democrats. It's so funny. Funny. Mamdani and other young progressive Democrats like Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have drawn on his work. Young adults generally, but particularly younger Democrats, are much less positive about capitalism than they were 15 years ago. Only 31% of Democrats under 50 have a positive view of capitalism, the new poll found, compared to 54% in 2010. Other polling has found fundamental differences between Republicans and Democrats about capitalism's fairness. What do you mean by capitalism's fairness? Capitalism is what it is. The capitalist system is only fair or unfair if you perceive it in that way. Capitalism, in and of itself, is apathetic to fairness. As a matter of fact, I would actually kind of say that it gives everybody equal chance. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey found that only about 2 in 10 Democrats said gives all people an equal chance to be successful, describes capitalism extremely or very well, and even fewer said about makes sure everyone's basic needs such as food, healthcare, and housing are met. That was a very convoluted way of throwing together a paragraph, for goodness sakes, of trying to enter in some of the methodology behind it. Right? Once again, folks, capitalism isn't about making sure you're okay. Capitalism is about you getting out and go doing it yourself. That's what it's about. Socialism is more about making sure everybody has a piece of the pie, even if they don't work for that piece of the pie. Putting the burden of work on others, which that's why it will never work, folks. Never work. Ever. Around half of Republicans said that capitalism gives all people an opportunity to be successful, but fewer said it meets people's basic needs. No, that's because you are supposed to meet your own basic needs. It's not up to an economic system to meet your needs. You got to go into that system. It will give you the opportunity to pave your way, to carve yourself a path to enrichment, for goodness sakes. It gives everybody that opportunity. It's an equal opportunity system, for goodness sakes. That's what it is. Sure, you might not make it big, but you can make it. That's the thing. And the thing is that you can go from absolutely nothing to the very, very top. We've proven that over and over and over again. That is something you cannot do with socialism. Socialism makes everybody poor because everybody can't be rich. Everybody can't be middle class. There's not enough to go around. Somebody has to do the manual labor, for goodness sakes. And the people on the top aren't going to do that. You think the politicians are going to do that? No, the politicians ain't going to do that either. Somebody's got to do the manual labor. And that's the problem with socialism. Because if you're getting a check from Big Daddy government and you're getting all your universal basic income, you're getting all your needs met, where's the incentive to go push a mop or push a broom or drive a hammer or drive a nail, or run screws or put in glass or any of those things? Where's the incentive? Those things still need to get done. There is no incentive structure there. Once again, folks. But capitalist system, hey, you can carve yourself a path. If that's what you choose to do, then that's what you choose to do. If that's the only opportunity, then you take it and you run with it. And maybe later down the road, when you get a little bit older, you move up in the world, somebody else moves into that place. That's how capitalism works. Socialism, don't work like that. We know it don't work like that. Sure, show me some place where socialism has been extremely successful. Show me that and I'll change my mind. I know you're going to say Denmark or Sweden or something like that. Well, that's a very, very homogenous country. And they're not all middle class, by the way. They've got their problems, folks. They've got major problems, as a matter of fact. But I think I've rambled on for long enough. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Hey, if you could change my mind, change my mind. Go ahead, give me an argument here. Give me something, but I doubt you will. But hey, look, I'm open-minded on a constant basis. All day long, I'm open-minded. But y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Sign up, become a member. You know you want to. But y'all do that, y'all remember that God is always with us. And He loves each and every one of you out there. So y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.